my god, seriously, wow. Okay, I've had my freak out. I totally went nuts. I am just totally going crazy right now. The whole Twilight DVD sneak peek thing, not only well, I didn't know it was coming, I don't know if anybody else knew that it was going to happen, but I was like, okay, well, when's the next Twilight thing coming out? And then it's this, and it's, whoa. Seriously, whoa. I like the scene, if you could call it a scene. I like the part on the stairs that kind of matches the bit from the book, which I really, really like. And then I also like the part where Bella's all, ooh, I can't dance. But a lot of people are saying they don't really get the dialogue, and to a certain extent I can agree with them. I agree with what Tech said about it, about how it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, twirl you around, you don't scare me. Well, he just said he was going to make you dance. He didn't threaten to kill you, you know, what is there really to be scared of? But I kind of understand. They should have made it a little bit clearer, but at the same time, I can understand why they've chosen those words, and I do get where they're coming from. It's my opinion, the way I see it, and I'm probably wrong, is that it's kind of a whole, it's like because they're so into each other, because they know each other so well, or that's kind of the thing about the story, is that they don't need to flesh out a conversation the way normal people do. They can just speak and they'll get it. And I think that's what the whole thing's kind of supposed to be about, and that kind of, yeah, it does confuse me a little bit, but I get it. And I think what she means when she's saying, you don't scare me, is that she understands what he's trying to say, and what he's trying to say, he's being all cryptic like he normally does. I think what they're aiming for is that when he's saying, oh, I could make you dance, he's being like, well, once again, this is my way of telling you that I'm superhuman and I could hurt you, you know, I could make you dance. That's the whole thing. And she's saying, look, I'm not scared of you, stop trying to make me scared of you, because I don't care that you're stronger than me or faster than me or anything better than me. I care that I love you, and that's all that matters. And I think that's what she's trying to say. And again, he tries to prove her wrong when he kind of chucks her out the window. It's a very strange way to put it, though. They could have, I think they could have maybe thought of some better ways to do it than that, but all in all, I totally get what they're trying to say. But yeah, my mind boggles. Wow. I saw it and I screamed, and my neighbour was like, shut up! And I was like, no. And then I kind of did that kind of stupid thing where you go on MSN and you just tell everybody what you've just found, and it's like, right, okay, half of these people don't even know what Twilight is, and you've just like gone mental all in their faces, and they're thinking, right, okay, who is this crazy person? But anyway, yeah, I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I just wish that they would do things like this more often. The only other thing that bugs me is that, again, it's another thing that's not in the book, but that bugs me because it's like, all those things in the book, you're reading them, you're thinking, oh, I wonder what that would look like to be played out, and you get really curious. It's like, I really wanted to see that scene with them wrestling on the couch, you know, and obviously that doesn't happen now. But in another kind of perspective to it, there's the whole thing about, well, it's difficult to explain. Because these are new scenes, well, not new scenes, but because these are new parts of scenes that weren't in the book, and because it's kind of new dialogue and things like that to a certain extent, and it's done differently, for those of us that have read these books, all of them, over and over and over, and you can tell that I've always got one nearby. I actually cannot sleep at night without reading at least one chapter of one of these books. It's sad, but it is so true. I think that's going to make it a lot more interesting when those of us that have read them over and over and over again actually go to see them at the pictures, at the cinema, because it's going to be things in the film that weren't necessarily in the book, and that's going to make it just that little bit more interesting, because you're not going to see a book that you already know inside out. You're going to see a love story that you don't actually know that well yet, and I think that's what they're trying to do, to widen the audience a little bit if it were possible. And just fantastic. Well done on Edward's American accent. I think this is again just yet more proof that they've totally chosen all the right people for the roles. You can tell that I'm still kind of not with it. I was like, oh my god, I have no paper bags, what am I gonna do? Crazy person, yeah, crazy person. Bye. Thanks for watching. Leave me lots and lots of comments, video responses, let me know what you think. I'm saying a lot, mainly because I can't actually focus right now. A bit like my crappy camera. Sorry about that. But yeah, bye.